of any reason to stream because you guys are watching this as I do episodic through my PC. This is just a random, relaxful gameplay um, to allow my friend Mid to watch me play the game. So, anyway, now I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing. Anyway, I'm looking for diamond and so that I can make the laser cutter. Which means I have to go down into this cave and try to find...
Passing 200 meters. Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
Yeah, I know. It's going, you're down really far, so we're going to decrease your oxygen, or increase your oxygen consumption while you're trying to look, and the map's missing. Part of the map's missing.
The conditions in this cave support a microcosm of unique, possibly predatory life.
Oh, crap.
Detecting an artificial structure somewhere in the region.
How the hell am I supposed to get out if the... Okay, I'm okay too. Let's hope I don't die by getting trapped in something that's missing.
Oxygen.
No, seriously, the map was missing. I don't know if you can see it yet or not. Because it's not saying that you're watching. But, see, I go into this crevice here, right? And I went to go back up because I knew my oxygen was getting to the point where I needed
oxygen efficiency decreased.
To get more oxygen. And look, a good portion of the map down here is missing. And then when I look up, look at that. That's freaking me out, man. It doesn't do that on PC. It's not the only entrance. There's other entrances that are a little bit further that way. So we're gonna... that I know have slate and stuff nearby that I don't have to go nearly as deep. I just have to find it. There's... I know of 3 entrances. I'm not gonna loot that there. I'll scan the sea moth part that's there, but I'm not gonna take anything from there. This is the entrance that I was talking about. This is one of the ones. There's another one farther that way, I think. Stupid sand shark. That I typically use with the sea moth. It's right over the grassy base that's down in that cave network. But I don't know where that is right now, and I don't have a sea moth, so I'm not gonna even worry about that. See, this is a right here. This is a slate or shale. They're called jelly shrooms. No, seriously, that's what they're called. See, because they're like mushrooms. And
passing 200 meters, oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
There's one diamond.
Remember that materials you gather are the property of the All Terra Corporation. You will be liable to reimburse the full market price. Your current bill stands at 3 million credits.
Yeah, they charge me for everything that I go and dig up and find and use to create things to survive.
30 seconds.
So all the gold, all the diamonds, the lithium, all that stuff they charge me market price for. And so I apparently have a debt with the company of 3 billion credits so far. Ooh, That's a time capsule. People, other players put things inside of it along with a message. Oh, that looked like it had some silver and other stuff in it. I didn't catch the first thing. Sometimes they can even add blueprints to it. At least, at least it seems like it before on PC. So yeah, it had a vibro blade, a thermo blade instead of the other one, and silver.
Data indicates that swimming was
And
your
then
favorite
the
activity.
message will
Be
be
sure
over
to
here.
join your routine for uniform muscle development.
Adios, Reapers, the cause of many, many heart attacks. Hope this helps your journey to the deep, dark depths. They spelled depths wrong. It's okay. It's okay. Not everybody reads the dictionary when they're a child. Which I did, by the way. That's why I mentioned it. Time capsule. I know how to make them now. I'm not going to make one until after I've, really worked on everything. And then I'll put everything they allow me to put into it. I wonder if they'd allow me to put an ultra air tank and the ultra glide fins in there. It seems like you only get like a certain amount of room. So, I don't know. Scanner room. Once I get the other diamond, I have to make a trip to the floating island. Because that's where you can scan to learn the multi-purpose room blueprint and some other stuff to help you build your base once the Aurora explodes. You can't get into the Aurora until it blows up, so... Why won't you let me go over there? That was weird. I know. Why do you warn me every single time? I know I only have X amount of time down here. God damn it, lithium. Well, lithium is awesome, not what I'm trying to find. Diamond! There we go. Now I can leave and not come back until I've got my sea moth. Yay! Well, I have to build the sea moth either before or after I go to the Aurora. Because I can get a depth module for it that makes it so that it can go down to 300 meters. Because the base depth is 200, and then once I can go down to 300 meters, I can go into that jelly shroom cave to my heart's content and look for lithium and diamonds and whatever. Go to the Degrassi base, and then it'll be awesome. Because the Degrassi base has... Hold on, 1, 2, 3... Almost bypassed my... 5 PDA messages and the water filtration system, which I will install. Not that I need the water, but it makes salt too. Because I'm playing a freedom, which means I don't have to worry about dehydration or feeding my character. And then put all these in here for now. I need... Probably should look and see what I need to build the tool. I need the laser cutter and then the propulsion cannon before I go to the Aurora. But I need the radiation suit before I can get near the part where I know I can find the propulsion cannon, which means I need to wait until the Aurora explodes to get the radiation suit. So I need cave sulfur, and truthfully, that's all I really need to do the thing. On one hand, I'm really grateful that the guy gave me the heated blade. On the other hand, I now have an extra survival knife that I don't know what to do with. Because when you get the modification station, you turn the survival knife into a thermo blade. So, a time capsule that I got on PC recently had a cuttlefish egg in it. Which was actually pretty awesome because cuttlefish eggs are pretty rare in the game. But they turn into like this cross between a seal and I hate crash fish. They're like kamikaze pufferfish. But that's how you get cave sulfurs, by finding one of those, and I needed that. Anyway, so they look like a cross between like a sea lion, like a little baby sea lion, and an octopus. They're really cute, actually. So I need, how much titanium do I need for the? Just one. Okay. You don't need a full battery to build it, you just need a battery. So I switched the batteries out. Hi! You come up here and snuggle, come on. Come on. Come on! Lay down. Lay down right here. Lay down. Lay down right here. Come on, lay down. Hi. You gonna stare at me all night? Really? Why are you gonna stare at me all night? What, the floating lockers? Yeah. Yeah, it allows me to keep extra supplies because the life pod doesn't have a whole lot of space in it right now. So I'm able to keep extra things that I find. Yeah. But they become completely and totally worthless to use once you build a base with proper lockers. Yeah, so see that cloud in the distance there once it pops up on your screen? That's where the floating island is. So I gotta keep swimming until I get there. And then there's some ancient floaters that are keeping the island above water. And I'll scan them, and then there's like a lagoon in the middle that I can come up into the island. You can get on from the side, but I usually come up from the middle because that's how I learned from Z1 Gaming how to do it. And then you can get fruit and other non-edible plants and stuff that you can grow inside for decoration. You can scan for exterior, interior grow beds, spotlights, observation thing, bulkhead, multi-purpose room. You get your first purple tablet in there. The purple tablets are of alien origin. Technically, you're the alien here, but whatever. Um, and um, it allows you to access spaces behind force field areas and whatnot. I don't know the entire storyline for the game, but I do know that this world is quarantined. Some precursor race that was here um, discovered or introduced a bacterial or viral infection to the world, and it became a problem. And so they quarantined the planet because they learned that if they let it get off world, it would infect the universe really fast. And so they just yeah. And that's how you ended up crashing, by the way. You got shot down by their quarantine cannon. And you were there investigating some people who had crashed before. That's the Degrassi survivors. Degrassi is the name of the ship they were on. It's called an ancient floater. You see the smaller versions of it in the game, holding up little boulders. This is what happens when they get big enough. Yeah. And then this is the little lagoon. And this PDA here is the first officer and somebody else met up at the rendezvous point.
We have to board the Aurora, repair the long-range comms, make contact with the other survivors. We can't be the only two that made it.
Those are not the orders the captain gave me, and they are not the orders I'm giving you.
This isn't chain of command, it's survival.
My obligations as acting commander don't turn on their convenience. Get out of the water.
If I get into trouble, I'll send you my coordinates.
I can't let you go alone.
Then come with me.
You don't leave me
Yeah,
much choice.
game's very pretty.
Received emergency transmission from Second Officer Keen. 2 hours after
The pink mushrooms you cannot eat. You can scan them. You can grow them as decoration. No, you just can't eat them. Decoration.
Lost at sea. Be safe.
You can actually plant them into little tiny grow pots and as decoration. See, it says land-based fungus species with harvestable spores and edible. That's it. That's all it says about the plant. There's this one called a rattler that's also an edible. These flowers up here I can scan, and they're an edible. What I can use my my thermoblade to cut them into seeds and grow them in pots if I wanted to. There's this one called a Ming plant that looks kind of like a Ming vase that you can grow a Jaffa plant that you can grow that's edible. This bulbul tree though is edible. It just I'm not gonna bother with it because I don't have to grow my own food. I have played in survival mode where you have to grow your own food and make your own water and all that stuff. I just don't like it. And it's not because it's difficult. It's not difficult. It's just I find having to do the food and water thing annoying. Having to keep track of it and worry about it, fuck it. I don't care. So I play in freedom mode. But this is a Jaffa cup here. Also an edible. Most of the plants that you scan that I've just scanned are inedible. There's you can get marble melons, Chinese potatoes, the bulbul tree, and the lantern tree. Those are all edible. And you can grow them in indoor grow beds or in little plant pots, depending on what they are, and feed and water yourself very easily by just having them. Um, in the beginning, you can take the big giant coral tubes, and you can cut pieces off of that and take that and salt and make bleach, and then take the bleach to make 2 disinfected water. Like, it's not hard to take care of yourself the way that they want you to. It just makes it very tedious to me. Because you already have to search and scan and gather resources and stuff like that. There's already a slight difficulty level. Plus, they don't give you any actual quests. The closest thing you get is the stress calls through the radio. You know, so you still have to explore and figure out why you're here, what to do to get off the planet, because you can't get off the planet until you figured out how to cure yourself, because you end up getting infected with that viral fungus thing pretty much right as you start. I've actually tried where I scanned myself and come up clear and gone directly to the quarantine cannon to turn it off, and you can't. Even as though it says you're clear, it won't let you because it's part of the storyline.
New blueprint acquired.
Yeah. So, and apparently, from what I know from the subreddit that I read and pay attention to, I've never even gotten even halfway through the storyline so far. So it's a thing. It's a very long process, apparently. Come on, jump. Thank you. But that's the lantern tree that I was just talking about. Since I don't have to eat it, so I grab a couple of them just for decoration. Because you can grow them in little pots, and they're pretty. I kind of wish that you could make indoor aquarium type plant pots. You know, like the tube things. The closest you get to that is the alien containment unit, but you don't get that until you can get down to the Degrassi settlement that's at 500 meters, which takes a while because you have to get the Seamoth built, and then you have to get the Seamoth's Mark 1 depth, which you can get from the Aurora, and then you have to build the modification station and the vehicle modification station, so that you can use the modification station to make the Mark II and then the Mark III death modules, because they don't stack, unfortunately. And you need one to build the next one. So I need the Mark 1 to build the Mark 2 and the Mark 2 to build the Mark 3. But once you got the Mark 3, you can go down to 900 meters, which seems like a lot, but apparently you need to go much farther than that later on in the game, which is what the Cyclops is for, which is a bigger submarine. And then I learned that from the subreddit, because I was like, I've never had to have a reason so far to go past 900 meters. And they're like, oh, you're going to need it. You're going to need that Cyclops and the prawn suit and all of the depth things that you need for it. I'm like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. But see, that's the marble melon I was talking about right here. And that's a Chinese potato plant. And then these are the initial plant pots that you can grow the lantern trees in if you want to. But it disappeared. I was like, what the fuck? But there's a chic pot in one of the wrecks that I like better. It's shaped kind of pyramid-y, but and it looks really cool looking. That I like, But you can hold on to the seeds forever. It doesn't matter how rotten they are. You can't eat them when they're rotten, but you can still plant them to grow the plants when they're rotten. So I can put the seeds, the fruit and the seeds into a locker until I'm ready to plant them to grow the plant. But like I was saying, I wish they had an indoor thing, but the closest is the alien containment. But you can have exterior grow beds under the water to grow underwater plants. And there's some really pretty ones out there. My favorite's called the membrane tree. It looks like the pink blossom sakura, cherry blossom trees from Japan, but with a bubble around them, around the branches and the leaves or petals. It's really pretty. And then they've got one that's called something crown. And then, but there's other things that grow under the ground, underwater, not the ground, underwater that you need for creating things. That it's a pain in the ass to get to on a regular basis. So like deep mushrooms and the blood oil plants, and so you can grab those and grow them next to your base, so you don't have to constantly go, super deep and deal with nasty creatures to get to them. These are cave creepers, I believe is the name of them. I hate these things. I hate these things so badly. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Come here. Oh, having the thermoblade made it cave crawler made them easier to kill. So yay. I hate you. There's always 3 of them over here. They're like spiders. Anyway, scan the tablet before I pick it up. PDA. Wall planter. You can't actually plant your own plants in it, it's just for decoration, but it makes the underwater base look really cool. Like way less stark. Exterior grow bed. Oh, cool! I'm gonna get the status rifle like now. Because I only needed 2 parts to have the blueprint. I don't find it as useful as the propulsion cannon, but it's still cool to have it. Yay! Ooh, battery. PDA. Go up this way. Alter glide fins that I can make once I get the modification station. I did scan the multi-purpose room already. So we are ready to go back. What I wish that they had allowed us to grab to grow inside of our base. See this tree? See how it glows blue? We're not allowed to have that. See, it doesn't turn into seeds or anything. I wish we could have the plants that glow blue. But we can't. Besides, they don't glow like this indoors in your habitat because your lights are always on. Which sucks. You see, the lantern trees are really pretty at night too. Hence the fact that they're called lantern trees. But the membrane tree, the crown plant that I was talking about, and a few other ones that I of the underwater plants that I like, they glow. So I have this habit that I've developed since I started playing the game of grabbing creepvine seeds and the membrane plants and yeah, no problem, and stuff like that to light up my base so it makes it easier to find. I tried putting a spotlight on it, that didn't work very well. Well, the spotlights track any kind of movement that's outside your base, which means that it'll track fish. It'll track fish and all that. Plus, it uses power, so it's a constant drain on your power sources, which, depending on where you build, can be kind of an irritation. And now we're swimming back to the life pod. I'm not using the Sea Glide to make me faster because it uses battery and I'd rather not. Especially since it's just straight there, straight back. The Aurora hasn't exploded yet. So I'm getting faster at this. Excuse me. I start over constantly with my personal game because I'm learning better ways to build your base, better locations to build your bases, depending on your needs or whatever. Because once you're able to build thermal plants or a bioreactor or a nuclear reactor, you can build anywhere. Thermal plants you can build next to a thermal vent, of course. Duh. But with bioreactors and a nuclear reactor, you can literally build anywhere. And you don't want to build in certain areas on the map because that's where the Reaper Leviathans are, and they will try to destroy your base. But they're like the Jelly Shroom cave. You could literally build in there if you wanted to. Once you have a nuclear thermal, because there's thermal vents in there, you could build in there with a bioreactor, a nuclear reactor, or a thermal plant. There's other cave systems too that you could build into. There's one huge, massive underground one that you can build in that I learned about from a YouTube video. I've only been there once, and it was by accident, and I had to leave. Because I didn't want to get lost, for one, and two, I was doing something else. I think I was getting resources to build onto my base. Because I'd already built 2 multi-purpose rooms and a scanner room, and I wanted to try to find the moon pool parts. Moon pools are very useful. They charge your battery in your Seamoth, for one, and two, you can put the vehicle bay station in there. I'm gonna have to put it up in here, and you can make the different things, and you can actually paint your what do you call it? You can paint your Seamoth a different color, that kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. Put that in there. Yeah, it's full up now. Okay. Running out of space. Seamoth needs, not Seamoth, the Aurora needs to actually explode. Here we go. There we go.
The reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Radiation. Oh, radiation suit because the Aurora finally exploded.
Has been added to your blueprint database.
I know the feed's a little bit behind my verbal to you. There's no way of saying read all, by the way. No, so I actually have to go in there. Even if I've read it 1,000 times before, or listened to it 1,000 times before, I have to go in there and hover on it until the little yellow circle starts to fade, and I can move on to the next one. Just to, so it doesn't keep have the stuff on the top saying, bulba tree, Chinese potato plant, lantern tree, marble melon plant, fern palm, grub lasket, jaffa cup, ming plant, speckled rattler, and voxel shrub. And that's done. Did I already scan the birds here? Come here. Come here, birdie, 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 birdie. Come here, birdie, 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 birdie. I think I did, though. Let me, fauna. Butterfish. Skyray, here we go. That's it. Alright, yeah, I already scanned it. Okay. Fiber mesh and lead, I have that already. So, yay! Enameled glass. Ultraglide fins, but I need the modification station to make them. They make me swim much, much faster. Spotlight, exterior grow bed, bulkheads can be an inconvenience, but they make it so that if your base does get attacked, not that it does in the shallows, but if your base does get attacked, you can, if you haven't already, you can seal off the part that's leaking until you can fix it. Keeps your base from flooding. It also increases your base integrity when you make them. Okay, so I need to go in here and pardon me. Okay, I need. They're in this locker. Mesh, lead, back up here. The drawback to the radiation suit is that if I had the rebreather, which I don't right now, so it's not going to affect much. But if you can't stay underwater as long as you can with the rebreather. See, I need a wiring kit and fiber mesh to build the rebreather, but I won't be using it until after I'm done with going over near the Aurora and getting the propulsion cannon parts. Where is it? There it is. I'm gonna stop talking for a while because my throat's starting to hurt. If you have a question, just ask me. No, my throat hurts, and I have a habit of continuing to explain things so that you know what I'm talking about or what I'm doing. And dog's giving up on snuggling me. Only if you know what you're initially doing. Because I borrowed this game from the library a while ago for PS4, and I ended up hating it. Because I didn't know what I was doing, what to do, where to go, what I needed, what I didn't need it right away. I didn't know that the Aurora exploding wasn't actually going to kill me because it tells you that the radiation will slowly leak and kill the whole planet. when it happens, but it won't actually harm you. Yeah, I'm gonna get hit. Yeah. Stuff like that, and so I hated it. But then I got really curious about it again because I really do like the survival games where you just run around and make stuff and everything. And so I googled playthroughs, and Z1 Gaming had just started his new playthrough for Subnautica because he hadn't played it in years, since it was re-released as a full game. He had played it in early access, and his video, his very first walkthrough video showed me what to make initially to make my life easier, what to look for. You know, the Sea Glide is like one of the very first things you should try to build to make your life easier. Build the rebreather, how to find wrecks and stuff to scan things. You know, he really super explained everything, and that made my life a whole lot easier in general. Because the game doesn't really give you many hints at all. Yeah. So it can be very difficult to get a handle on the game at first, unless you've watched somebody else play that explains it to you. They have a more difficult mode where they don't even tell you when you need oxygen. Yeah, and it's permadeath, so if you die, you have to start all over again. Yeah. So you have to worry about food, you have to worry about water, you have to worry about paying attention to your own oxygen levels. And then, yeah, not my thing. And I didn't bring that with me. Crap. So another way in? I should have brought it with me. Okay, so where am I relative to the Aurora? Okay, I'm right next to that. So I need to go back here. I need the repair tool to repair the door to get into the wreck. And no, I had put it away fairly early on when I was playing because you don't really need to go wreck diving too much until you've gotten the laser cutter. And you start going over near the Aurora to get the propulsion cannon parts. And then I just didn't think about it. Forgetting to notice that I'd actually planned to take it with me before I left, but I hadn't. So that's the only reason that I didn't forget it. I just didn't have it. It's more like I've gotten used to my own company again. And I don't feel lonely because I've gotten used to my own company again. And when I am feeling a little bit lonely, I either message you, or I film one of my videos for the YouTube channel. I actually had to stop myself from getting too far ahead because I filmed 4 episodes in a little less than 2 weeks. Yeah. So I've still gotten I've already set up next week's. It's already uploaded and scheduled. I've got up to episode 4 uploaded and scheduled already. So this weekend I'll film another 2 weeks. So 4 episodes apiece. So I filmed 8 episodes in total, and they're all an hour. The first one, the very first one I ever filmed was about 2 hours long, and then I realized how long it takes to upload and do the post processing stuff. So I limit to an hour now, up to an hour. One of the episodes is only 20 minutes, and that's just because I got pissed. Well, no, I set it up so if I hit the shift key, then the screen capturing program or whatever you want to call it starts recording. So I can be already in the game when it starts recording. I just have to make sure that the program is started before I go in. You know, that it's active but not recording. And then I have this habit in Stranded Deep of wanting to put hashtags before a number. And in order to do a hashtag on a keyboard, you have to hit the shift key. And so I was filming episode 4, I believe it was, when I did that and totally screwed it up. And then I had to refilm episode 4 and explain why all this stuff was already done. And that it was technically episode 5, though I had screwed up. And then I died. And it wasn't even my fault. I died because the game glitched a doorway that I had gone through and I couldn't get back out. And so I drowned. And so between already being pissed off about fucking up the filming of the 4th episode, I should probably go get more air before I go down there. And that, I was just done. And it was like 17 minutes. It wasn't even a full 20 minutes. And I was done. And I was just like, fuck it. And I knew that everybody would understand me rage quitting at that point after I'd already explained what had happened, and then the fact that that I drowned for no apparent reason other than because the programmers haven't bothered to fix the doorways. And I'm not the only one that plays the game that's pissed off about that, by the way. Or the only one that drowns. Stop, Ducky. Mom said no. Anyway. And yeah, people are. He wants a COOKIES. And Mom had told him no already. Yeah, he hasn't learned that. I mean, he's smart, but he hasn't learned that, and so we don't have to. But they do know certain other words, like, patty. They know that means hamburger. Stuff like that. But yeah, it's... Mom said no. Stop. Seriously, dude, stop. Wrong direction. I only need one more propulsion cannon scan, and then I'll have it. Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts about it. It's... Why wouldn't you be able to? I mean, it's not like they're super hard. Oh. So do I. Some days, Oh. Skyrim's actually very easy compared to some of the games that you've watched me play. Yeah, and you can do whatever you want. You can choose to ignore the storyline, or you can follow the storyline only, or you can you can do whatever it's like a medieval fantasy simulator. That's it. That you don't even have to really think of it as anything other than that. You could spend the entire time. Fuck! Oh, damn stalker! You can spend the entire time just, not even. You can just explore and kill things. Seriously, you can do whatever the fuck you want. It's one of the appeals of Skyrim and why people keep buying it for things like the Switch, and they bought the special edition, and I bought the Game of the Year edition of the original for PC, got the special edition for free when they re-released it. I bought it for the Switch when I had a Switch. Because you literally can just do whatever you want. There are people in this world that play that, and it's like the only thing they play. Or they play Elder Scrolls Online, too. So they play Skyrim, or they play Elder Scrolls Online, which is basically like Skyrim. Well, not Skyrim. It's Elder Scrolls. Skyrim's part of the Elder Scrolls series, so it's basically the same universe, but as an MMO. And it works just like in World of Warcraft and stuff. Hi. Are you really? You don't need another cookie, baby. You really don't. Why did I want you better again? I love you. I know I didn't want you hurt. No, seriously, while he was hurt and everything, I felt guilty and angry and depressed and all over the place emotionally. So, yes, because I love him. It's, yeah. That didn't sound as heartfelt as it was meant to be. But yeah, I do love him, I do care about him, I want him around for as long as I can have him around. Okay, so I need a wiring kit. Which means I need this. I need the silver. And then I can put this back in there, and I can put that in there for now. Yeah. They call it a PDA in the game. Wait. I knew that the battery was low on the C glide. Oh, I swapped the 25% battery for the 100% battery in the Sea Glide before I made the propulsion cannon because I knew that I would need a battery, but I didn't need one that was fully charged. Okay, so I actually have everything I need to go into the Aurora. And since I'm playing for myself right now, I'm going to use my phone to get the door code so I can get everything out of the Aurora all at once. You're not supposed to be able to get into the captain's quarters until way later, when you get a transmission from headquarters. But since I'm not playing for people to watch necessarily, other than you, I'm not playing for like walkthrough like I do for for every Tuesday. I'm just gonna use the PDA. Hold on. Trying to arrange it so that... Yeah, okay. I don't need the thermal blade until I'm in the drive core room. Or when I get into the main body of the Aurora. There's these things called bleeders. They're basically like leeches. and they latch onto your wrist in the game and try to suck your blood out. And in order to get them to quit, you have to kill them with the blade. Whether it's the regular survival blade or the thermal blade, you have to kill them that way. Just, it's okay. You keep pushing on my leg, so I thought you wanted more room. It's okay. He finally just laid down. You got something stuck in your eyelashes. Hold on. Hold still. Okay, I got it. My phone's probably fully charged by now. Hold on. Why is it only saying 64? Why isn't it... Come on. Really? The portable battery should be charging it. I don't understand. Oh, stupid. Really? I turned... Oh, nothing. Truthfully, I plugged in the cord into the battery, turned the battery on, and then I plugged the cord into the phone. The battery wasn't acknowledging the cord until I pulled the cord back out and plugged it back in. Yeah. So, it's a smart battery. I bought it originally for the Switch. It's built for charging the Switch, but it's such a great battery and it has a high capacity that I kept it, and I bought a Switch charging cord so that I could recharge the battery, because that's the only way you can charge it is with a Switch cord. And so I bought a separate cord just to charge that thing, and now I use it to charge my Kindle and my cell phone when I go out and about with them. Like, because I'll bring my laptop, my Kindle, and my cell phone with me to like appointments at Firestone, because I know I'm going to be there for a few hours for like an oil change or for them to do a diagnostic or whatever. And so I can sit there, and they've got Wi-Fi. So I can sit there reading on my Kindle, or I can get on my laptop until it dies, because the battery on my laptop only lasts like 2 or 3 hours, depending on what I'm doing with it. And but the Wi-Fi on my laptop for some reason is a little weird. No, it randomly forgets that it can do Wi-Fi. And my friend says it's probably a driver. My friend Rob says it's probably a driver, but he doesn't know for sure. And I haven't been able to go to his house to get him to check for recently. And it's just like I'm gonna have to take the laptop over to him within the next couple weeks, maybe a month or so, and have him tear it down. He's going to have to actually tear it apart, because he needs to take the bottom off, check the monitor ribbon, because my monitor keeps doing this weird thing, and it's not... We thought it was the graphic drivers, but it did it while I was out at Togo's last month. And I did a screen capture because I have the OBS software on my laptop, and when I played the recording back, it didn't come up. It didn't do it on the video, which means it's not the graphics driver. It's the screen itself. So he's going to have to take the bottom off and take the contents apart, and make sure that the ribbon for the screen is properly anchored to the motherboard, and that and while he's in there, I'm going to have him check the mouse ribbon because the touchpad hasn't worked since I got it. And the guy that gave it to me, this is not me bitching, by the way, you guys. I'm grateful for the laptop and the guy that gave it to me. It's just little things. He thinks that when the guy took it apart to put the new hard drive in it, that there's a chance that he accidentally dislodged or forgot to put some ribbon connections back together. So he wants to get in there and make sure everything is done the way it needs to be in order to have it function properly. And so that's gonna probably take all day. So I'll go up there at like noon, and then I probably won't get home until like 5 or 6 o'clock or so, because of the fact he's gonna have to tear it completely down to check it out. And then I'm gonna have him check and look and see if it's upgradable while he's in there, because it would be nice to know whether or not I can update the RAM and stuff. So it's an infected one. There we go. That's why it's glows green a little bit. I'm already planning on getting a small USB keyboard. One they call them a miniature keyboard or a gaming keyboard because there's no numpad on them. I'm already planning on getting one of those. I have it in my wish list online through Amazon, because I want to have. I forgot the other fire extinguisher. It's okay. I don't really need it. It just means it's going to either sit in the life pod forever, or I'm going to have to dump it somewhere. God. Frame rate drop. That doesn't happen very often on my computer. This game is not optimized for the console. It's really not. But it's okay. I can work with it. That's why, excuse me. That's why things... Thank you. That's why, like in the cave earlier, when I go down and I look up and everything's gone, is because this game was not created for console. It was created through early access on Steam for the PC. It was just so popular and people were asking for a console release for it that they did a console release. And it's got problems. That was my fault. Anyway, and I need the scanner. There we go. Scan the trash can. But yeah, that I want to use my laptop to type up stories, and I have been from time to time. I've been working, I have to be inspired, and it's so I've been working on this story that's not anything other than kind of like an exercise to get my mind flowing. And I've been thinking about doing whenever I get an idea, just writing the idea down, not actually trying to flesh it out, just get the basics down, and and just if I can't get around to writing them myself, then sharing it online, allowing other people to write them, because they're not always original. Sometimes they're ideas for like a Harry Potter fanfic or whatever that I never get around to doing. And there's a whole culture online of people who come up with plot ideas, or plot bunnies as they call them, and they just share them, and they go, okay, if you're going to use this idea, just let me know, that you're using it so I can go check it out. That's the game again. I got the code wrong only because the game frame rate dropped, because there's fire back here. Look at it. It hesitates because of all the... I'm pretty sure on a PS4 Pro I wouldn't have this problem, but when my original PS4 died, and we needed to get me a new one. It wasn't even Pro. My original PS4 died, and so we got a Slim because that was the cheaper option with our limited funds. And then my friend Rob got my launch edition console running and offered to give it back to me if I paid for the part that he had to buy to replace it. And I was like, no, you can keep it. I've got this, it works. He collects consoles and stuff. I'm not that hardcore. He's got a slim, at least a slim edition, if not a limited edition of every single PlayStation console ever made. He's got a Japanese Dragon version of the PS2. Stuff like that. So he's a hardcore collector. I keep them because I like to play. Like when I get the PS5, if it's backwards compatible to everything that I have game-wise for the PS4, I'll sell my PS4. You know, put the money towards, you know, PS5 or whatever. I'm not that fussed. I know there's bleeders down here, that's why I have the blade already out. Come here, fucker! Die! Ha! I heard Elvis. I know you do. Cool. Now that it's dead, I'm gonna scan it. There we go. There was 3 of them down here. Yeah, they look... To me, they look like really vicious dildos, but that's just me. Yeah. PDA. If you don't have the CMOth already, which I do, I believe, you can get all the parts in the CMOth beta to scan. I'm double checking. Ah, I'm missing one. Yay! Okay. Okay. Well, of course not. I'd call you crazy if you were looking forward to medical testing of any kind.
The dry core shielding sustained internal damage during collision. Repair without appropriate modifications.
Yeah. They're probably just gonna give you a shot or make you drink something so that, because I have to get, to do the CT scans, I have to get a shot of like this nuclear crap. Yeah. Yeah. So when I go in for a CT scan, they have to do that shot and all that crap. So that's probably what they're gonna do. Is probably, you know, give you a shot or. Yeah, it makes you feel really warm. Well, no, it's not a CT scan. A PET scan is when they gave me the nuclear shot. It's a, I call it nuclear. It's radioactive material. CT scans when they hook up the IV and it makes me feel like warm soup. Yeah. I have to do PET. I have to do one more PTE scan this year, I believe. Later on in the year. And then I think that'll be the last one I have to do. Yeah, because this, I think this will be the last year.
Further breaches detected.
And then they'll have to check. No, no, I got a couple more years left. My brain's going all weird. Forgive me. It's because I'm thinking and. I have to. Yeah, I have to. I have to go every. If I'm clear this year, it'll be every 6 months. I'll have to go and see the oncologist, and then he said if I'm clear for two, I think he said for two appointments after that, then it'll be once a year for the rest of my life, just like normal. But I will have to see a specialty gynecologist because of my history. So basically, I'll get to see Dr. Elliot every year for the rest of my life, unless I move, or he does, because doctors sometimes move. Cool.
Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
Yeah, yeah, I have to get a referral
Further breaches detected.
for a new mammogram. Yeah, the 6-month mark for the mammogram was February. So I have to schedule a new one, but they need a referral from my primary care doctor before they can schedule me. So when I see him on the 11th, I'll be getting a referral for that. I'll be getting him to rewrite the referral. There's another one of them fuckers. Come here. I'll be getting him to rewrite the referral for the endocrinologist, because the healthcare people that I'm with right now, since I'm also with Medicare is supposed to be the first billing, and so the River City's the people I'm with, they denied going to the oncologist. They denied the referral. So when I got that message, I went and went to the Medicare website and looked up. I think they just keep spawning. Anyway, and looked up a doctor that could take me on, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll take you. We take Medicare. It'd be no problem, but you need a referral." I was like, "Why would I need a referral if you take Medicare?" They're like, "Because we need to know from your primary that you actually need to see us." And I was like, "Okay, then I'll do that." So I have to get the referral rewritten, and I'll take it. So I told the assistant, when she called to try to schedule me with the same people that already told me no, I told her that I'll get the referral and I'll fax it to the doctor that already said that they would take me as long as I got the referral. And because I can go over to the postal annex in my neighborhood and have the fax done for a couple bucks, no problem. And then from there, I'll probably be able to go every week and get my hormone shots again. Thank God. I'm tired of being tired. That's one of the major things about that people don't realize about your hormones, is that it helps regulate your fatigue. Anyway, it helps with muscle mass. It helps with bone strength, along with a couple other things. It helps with a lot of things. It's a very important thing to your body. That's why a lot of women who've gone through menopause and don't continue with hormone treatments afterwards have been known to have osteoporosis. It's because between a lack of vitamin D and hormones being an issue, they end up with weak bones. Yeah. So, and that is a concern, since I have no hormones because of the hysterectomy that I had to have because of the cancer. So, yeah. Even if I wasn't trans and going on testosterone, I would still have to get estrogen shots, or being put on estrogen pills, for the rest of my life. It is what it is. So, I gotta do that, and then I need a referral to get the new mammogram done, and then I need a referral to the Henried Weight Loss Center, so that I can start yeah, see, my goal is to do this center, and the center will teach me how to eat better, will teach me how to exercise around my disability, my hernia, and will teach me how to cook to my portion size, and all that stuff, all the stuff that I need to learn to keep, get the weight off and keep it off naturally without having to do the surgery. I know. I'm not saying anything about you. It's just, my blood pressure's good. My joints are good, for now. I'm hitting 40 this year. So I need to, I want to get it down on naturally so that I'm not forced to do the surgery because of health issues that might crop up. Right. But you've had more issues than I have your entire life with that kind of thing. Right. Well, yeah, both my parents are bigger people, but and his sister has, and my father's sister had a weight problem. My grandmother's weight problem. Weight problems are in my family, but and at least 2 people in my family, 3 people have had the surgery. Only 2 of them kept the weight off afterwards. The third one has put the weight back on over time. Because she just, I guess, doesn't care. And that's something that they tell you when you are going to go for the weight loss surgery, is that you can only get it done once. So if you fuck it up by putting weight back on, you're screwed. Yeah. It was brought up to me not because of a health issue, but because the doctor that I went to see to get my hernia fixed, yeah, he's technically a general surgeon, but his specialty is weight loss surgery. So of course he's not going to want to encourage me to lose it naturally. He's going to encourage me to do the most expensive option that will pay for his new yacht. So he said that he wouldn't fix my hernia unless I volunteered for the weight loss surgery.
Integrating new PDA data.
And I told him, no thank you. What I wanted to say was screw you. And because I wouldn't have had the hernia to begin with if somebody at my doctor's office had warned me that that was a possibility if I pushed too hard with my recovery after the surgery. Nobody mentioned it to me. It wasn't in any of the aftercare documentation, so I didn't know it was a thing. No, because he saved my life. It was an unexpected surgery that caused the hysterectomy. Right. Because it was an unexpected surgery that he had to do in an emergency situation, they couldn't even get my approval. They got my approval for anything that might become necessary, with my advocate in the ER, but they couldn't even wake me up because I was already bleeding out when they opened me up because of something else, and I was already anemic. So he was afraid that he'd lose me on the table because of it. And when he opened me up is when they found the cancer. So he had to open me up initially just to make sure that I didn't bleed to death. And then I'm looking up the code for the door. And then because it was an unexpected thing, the nurses didn't warn me about it. They warned me about the nausea and that I might end up, really bad off that way, and I ended up really bad off that way, and they had to send me an anti-nausea medication to take until my body reacclimated.
New blueprint acquired.
But for all I know, because of the problems that I was having even when I was in the hospital, they gave me a pain medication that I didn't know I was allergic to. And it caused me to puke. Like projectile vomiting. Unexpectedly. Not just nausea, just boo. It was horrible. 1869. And it wouldn't kick in until about half hour after they'd give it to me. It's on my hospital record, but I don't remember the name of it because it was the first time that I've ever run into it. And it's not something that they would normally prescribe to people for pain. So I haven't... Yeah. Well, the only hospital in town that I would go to is the one that has it on record anyway. So it's no big deal for me. I went over here already. Yeah, I did. Did I grab all the posters? Let me check. Yes. Yeah. You told me that story before. Yeah. The only other reaction I had was to the chemo medication, but it was only if they tried to give it to me too fast. So I had to control my drip. It barely drips. It barely dripped, and then would drip a little bit faster, and then eventually, towards the end of my chemo treatments, I convinced the nurses to just do the IV, and then just let me control how fast the drip goes, because by the time the second hour, I guess, of the IV, hey, hold on, my dog's jerking in his sleep. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. By the time the second hour of the IV would kick in, I could have it full blast. No issues. So, Um, it was just my body needed to acclimate to it every single time I went in. No, I haven't played this tons and tons
Integrate the new PDA data.
and tons. Um, but yeah, that was the only other thing that I had a reaction to. And that was solved fairly easy. I had 6 months, and it was it was chemo once a month, I believe, if I remember right, because I had 6 doses. That's nothing. Oh, see, that's different though. See, like the chemo, because I have 2 good kidneys. The chemo that I went through was once a month. It was the pretty high dose of chemo once a month. I'd have to come back the next day to get one of those shots to help with my immune system. I'd have to get one of those the very next day after the chemo. It would knock me on my ass for a week. I would be tired all the time, and I really couldn't do anything. And then I'd start feeling a little bit better, and then I'd have to go back again. And I did that for 6 months because it was once a month. And then I had to do 15 weeks of going, I think it was 5 days a week or something like that, to get I don't remember the exact thing now, but I had to get I had to get irradiated. I had to go to this place where they had this machine that would go around me in a circle, and they would radiate the pelvic area, and then from there, hold on, I can't run and switch things. From there, I had to get, yeah, it was 15 weeks of external radiation, and, or, hold on, my dog's jerking in his sleep. Are you okay? Try not to eat anything in your sleep. No, he was jerking his head like he was tearing at something or tugging at something. Hi. Did you have a good nap? Yeah? Do you have to go outside? Okay. Let's let's get you outside. Well, after a nap, he usually has to pee. And truthfully, I have to use the restroom too. So I save the game. So if anything happens, okay, I'll be back. Hello? Hi. Okay. I had to take the dog out, give them treats, and then I had to turn on the faucets in the house because it's gonna get freezing tonight. And we don't want the pipes to freeze, so we have to drip the water in the sink in the kitchen, the water in the sink in my bathroom, and the water in the sink in my mom's bathroom to keep the pipes from completely freezing. If we lived in a condo where the pipes were in the walls and insulated, we probably wouldn't have to worry about it. Uh, we'd probably still run the taps if we got a freeze warning just to be safe, but that's just because the way we both grew up. But in this trailer, where the pipes are underneath the house, yeah. Yeah, we have to... Well, come on, where's your cookie? Where's your cookie? Get your cookie. Come on. Yeah. Okay. There you go. You gotta come all the way over this way. Come on. Move your other leg. Move your other leg. Come on. Good. Okay. There you go. Good boy. Good, but he acts like I'm going to hit him when I'm just trying to move him and move my leg. And it drives me nuts. Anyway, now that I've fixed the Aurora's drive core problem, in 3 in-game days, the radiation will be gone. Yeah. So I won't have to use the radiation helmet even when I go over near the Aurora anymore. And then later on in the game, I'll get the blueprint for a reinforced dive suit, which will protect me from uh, thermal vents a little bit, not completely, but better than the current suit. And look at that! There's another fire on the surface of the ocean. You can see the Aurora's over there. But there's a fire right there. So many little glitches and bugs. But as far as I can tell from the website, this is the very first game that the development team ever made. And they're making a sequel, technically, called Subnautica Sub-Zero. It's set on the same planet a year later, but in one of the colder areas where there's ice, which is why it's called Sub-Zero. And it's not on console yet. It's PC only, and I got part of my tax return already, so I bought Journey to the Savage Planet, which I did a 2-hour gameplay thing for the channel, if you're curious, for PC. And then I got it on PC first because I knew I wanted to record the game, at least, for a little bit. It's not going to go into rotation because I don't want to overload myself a little too much. So once I finish like Subnautica, then I'll put it in its place instead if I want. Anyway, so I got to do that, and then well, I gotta unload some of the stuff that's in my inventory in here. Okay, and then in here. I don't have a sea moth yet, so I'll put those in there. And then... Okay. I believe this is Florida, yes. So, I need to make the base builder tool. The habitat builder tool is what they call it, actually. Plasty steel ingot. Okay. So, technically I need to make the mobile vehicle bay, which I have everything to do that now. So I just need 10 titanium. And I can make a titanium ingot. And then I believe I have the lubricant already made, and I have a power cell that I got from the Aurora. And that's all I need to do to make the mobile vehicle bay. See, yeah, it's right here. And then I'll have to make another titanium ingot, another power cell, and another lubricant, I believe, to make the sea moth. Oh, Days Gone? You know, I've lost all interest in playing that. Well, yeah, I beat the game, I platinumed it, for Christ's sake. And so, yeah, I lost all interest in it. But, in you know, continuing to play it. It's still installed right now. Odyssey? Yeah, I haven't finished that one yet, but I haven't been interested in playing it. Because, as you pointed out, I played it and 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 played it. And yeah, there's still a whole DLC that I haven't finished playing, but it's... Yeah, I got burnt out. But that's the Cyclops. That's the prawn suit. So, yeah. I need 2 glass, lead, lubricant, power cell, titanium ingot. Okay. That's the launch platform that I need for the escape rocket that I can't use right now. If I try to make the escape rocket before I cure myself, I'll get shot out of the sky. Because I have to turn off the cannon. For a second there I thought that was a really weird Reaper Leviathan. But a Reaper Leviathan is usually way over there at the ass end of the Aurora where it is, or at the front of the Aurora. It's not there. Okay, so, okay, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll let the radio talk at me while I'm doing this.
This is Ozzy from the cafeteria. What the hell, guys? They didn't warn us this might happen. Our pod was almost crushed by the Seamoth Bay on the way down. Now we're hanging on the edge of a cave system, and this grim-looking snake thing's trying to eat through the hull. Come get us already.
Signal location
So I
uploaded
need
to
to
PDF.
use this and go over here. I was gonna need this anyway. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, they modeled after real ocean water. Real ocean water, like deep ocean water? Yeah. Yeah. I've wanted to go to Bora Bora. That's basically the only tropical location I've ever wanted to go to. I thought you wanted to take. Okay. Okay. Shit, I need to go search for lead. No, I don't have any lead. That's the I have to go search for it. It's okay. The place where this is telling me to go has the type of rock formations that I need to get lead out of. It's the sandstone chunks. And it'll be easier to search for them than it was for the silver, which also comes from sandstone, because I've got the sea glide and the extended tank. I don't have the rebreather yet, though. That would make it even better. But that was just one lead. God, the frame rate drops are so bad. On PC, I don't. I have to turn down some of the graphics, otherwise my computer like runs really. The fans run really high. But I don't. The only time I have frame rate drops is when I'm getting in and out of the life pod or my base, and that's. And I've seen other people who have better computers than me have the same issue. It's just part of the game issue, because there's so much going on the screen, because of the water running down your mask and all that stuff. But this is bad. Once I was in this, when I was playing my other game in this, because I started over again, because I didn't know what I was doing in my other game. Once I get in the Seamoth and I started exploring, whole swaths of the seafloor weren't loading in. And I almost went under the map in my Seamoth. And the only reason I didn't is because I played the game on PC and I knew there was supposed to be stuff there. And so I pulled back and then had pop in. Another time capsule. It had a sea glide in it. That's all that was in it. So I guess you get 6 slots to put stuff in. God, I need another. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say no to silver core for Christ's sake, silver ore, but I need another lead. Silver ore you use to make wiring kits. It's just like later on when I'm base building, I'm not going to say no to more titanium, because you use titanium for just about everything with base building. But this is it's getting ridiculous, guys. I need another lead.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen
shut up. I briefly passed 100 meters and then went back up again. It warns you whenever you go past 100 meters. Because without the rebreather, it makes your oxygen go faster. If you go under 100, and then it goes even faster under 200. Or over 200. And over 100, I should say. As you play the game over and over again, as I've done, you learn certain sections are easier to find what you need in, like that piece that was in that box is a piece of laser cutter, which if I had scanned it like it wanted me to, it would have just given me more titanium, which I don't need right I will need it soon, but I can find titanium easier in the shallows. I need the the sea moth, in order to go deeper for longer, because you can use the sea moth to up your oxygen when you're in caves or deep under the water. But there's always a risk, because the places that you would go with the sea moth that you would need to go past 300 meters have creatures that will attack your sea moth. If your sea moth gets destroyed or loses power, you're screwed. Yeah, it can be pretty bad. Okay, so I've got to... What am I going to do with a second sea glide? Like, seriously, what am I going to do with a second sea glide? That's... Okay, you have too many floaters on you. Come here. Oh, the rock. When it has too many floaters, it'll float too high. And you can take the floaters off, and it'll sink, and then I can put one back on, and it'll probably stay right where it's supposed to be, under the water. Yeah, see, it's not rising, not falling. I'll keep the floater for now. Where did I put that? Oh, there it is. It's too bad you can't... Oh, well, I guess I could put a beacon next to it and name it Mobile Vehicle Bay, so that I don't lose it. But once I build my base over here, which is why I built this here, I'll put a beacon on my base, because your base doesn't come up unless you put a beacon either. Okay, so glass. That I can have done real quick. No problems, bro. What's funny is that you can stick a floater on anything. Watch. It's kind of stuck in there, but not really, because it kind of... For some reason, it doesn't want to stay on the outside of those things. I want that. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, stalker tooth. Kick ass. You don't find those very often without scanning for them with the scanner room. Where'd you go? Not you. The floater. I put it on the side of this rock formation, and it disappeared. But it's not floating upwards either. Is it inside? Oh, it's probably inside the rock formation. I'm not even... Yeah, whatever. I gotta get oxygen before I can let the...
This is Avery Quinn, trading ship Sun. Aurora, do you read? Over? Nothing but vacuum. These Alterra ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS, you offer to help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on
He's
the
talking
far
mad
side
shit,
of the
but
system.
when he
It's gonna
gets
take
closer,
more than a week to reach your position.
and he discovers the fact that
I'll try
the
them again
Aurora's been
tomorrow.
shot down or something
Damn
bad's
charters
happened,
can
he
have us blowing their
apologizes.
credits running errands for Alterra. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime.
So you need, in order to make enameled glass for some of the base building stuff, you need a stalker tooth and glass. Which is like a stalker tooth. But once you have a scanner room, you can scan for stalker teeth. It makes it really easy to find. Okay, what do I need for that? wiring kit, fiber mesh. I put silver in that other thing. I have silver in one up here, so I'm only taking one out. And I'll take the other piece of silver that was in here. And I can make the wiring kit, and then I can very quickly go over to where the creep vine is, the stuff that doesn't glow, and get 2 pieces of it. Do I have room for that? No. Not with the other sea glide. Okay, let's go make this sea moth first. That'll free up some room. And then I can make the rebreather.
The sea moth is a fast, safe mode of transport, but remember that swimming is good for your glutes and endorphin levels.
Here's my sea moth. I don't have those on me right now. Okay.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Turn off the lights, because the lights run the battery down, and they can attract others. Hours and I've already got the sea moth. Oh, 2 hours and I've already got the sea moth. The very first time I ever played this game, even after Z1 gaming and watching him and everything, it took me like 3 or 4 hours to finally build the sea moth, because I didn't know where to look for the stuff. And I've got the rebreather. Yay! Okay. That'll help me stay underwater much longer. Much longer. Okay. Come on. It hesitated. I'm like, what the fuck? Go. And then I can put... those in there for now. And then... the unfortunate difference between this and the other game is that I'm not allowed to choose which part of the sea moth gets the upgrade, because on the PC you could choose to put the storage on the top of instead of the arm, and so yeah. And I can put that in there, and I can put that and that in there, and I can put that in there. Whereas this is gonna need a battery, so give me, I need this. Okay, now that it's got a battery, I can put it in there, and then I can actually put the extra batteries in there to free up some space. And I'm loath to just drop the other Sea Glide. I take the battery out of it. Oh my god, it had an ion battery in it. Oh my shit! I've never even seen one of these until now. In order to make an ion battery, you have to have an ion cube and the blueprint to make an ion battery and some other things, I believe. And I don't even have the capability of doing that in any fashion, either on PC or not. I forgot to look. There's a reason why I came in here. I was just so stunned by the fact that, ion battery. Okay, so I need to make a computer chip, a battery, and a wiring kit. So I can build the wiring kit. Hold on, and I believe I have copper to build a battery with too, because I don't want to use the ones that I already have, because I can recharge those as needed. So, I'm gonna need copper spools, so I need 2 more of those. And then I need to go over here and grab some acid mushrooms. God, it sounds like I'm getting blitzed. And then that'll allow me to make a battery, copper spool, battery, wiring kit, and then this is why I needed the copper wire spool, is because I'm going to need a gold and 2 table core in order to make the computer chip. Table coils over here. Right. Come on. My guy bounces up and down in the water and makes it hard to target things sometimes to pick up. Okay, so there should be gold in here. No, that's copper. What about this one? No. I know I have gold. I know I have it. There we go. Okay, so then I can do this. Wait, do I want to do that yet? Well, yeah, I want to make the computer chip. I just don't want to make the habitat builder yet.
Blueprint acquired.
Here, and I want to put the ion battery in there because I do not want it to use the ion battery to make the habitat builder. I want to keep that thing until I've got a battery charger, and then I'm going to use it in my Sea Glide like they'd had it in their Sea Glide.
Capable of withstanding extreme
I don't know
environmental
where I'm going to put that
conditions.
fucking Sea Glide. Can I just drop it in here? No. So I guess when I build my base, I'm just gonna have to leave it in here in the thing along with the lockers. Okay, so I need that, and then I need to go this way. Leave my sea moth. No. I need to leave my sea moth at the base once I've built it, until I can build a beacon. Now I'm just trying to locate the... Okay, I know... There it is. Okay. I was supposed to say, I know I left the mobile vehicle bay over here somewhere. Okay. Right here. And then... Hack. Back. Down. Over. Right there. Okay. What do I need for a hatch?
It may be
Titanium and
prudent to
quartz.
separate work and leisure
Okay.
spaces to
I need to go get
maximize productivity.
quartz, or I
Treat
could
this
probably find
space
quartz
as your
down here.
home, but never forget that it is not.
Somewhere. Oh, come on. one of them crash fish again. 2 more! Yay! Wonderful! Ow, ow, ow. Good thing I got all the damn med kits back at the life pod. I only need 1 to heal, but still. Yeah, by crash fish. They're kamikaze fish. They blow up when they hit you. Well, they blow up regardless, but... What the fuck? Oh! My friend George is typing to me in Snapchat. That's what's making that weird Mario noise. Okay. Save. Because I forgot to save. And then I actually need to build a solar panel, at least 1, before it'll do anything. So I need 2 quartz, a titanium, and a copper. Looks like. Double check. Hold on. Yeah, 1 copper, 2 titanium, 2 quartz. Let's see if I've got that in the lockers. Probably do. Probably not the titanium, but that'll be easy to find. Oh, here we go. At least 2 titanium. How many did I need for the thing? I'll look it up again. Copper. Oh, there's more titanium in there. Yay! Okay. That's right, because this was full of titanium at first. So I had to put the titanium where I could find space. There's probably titanium in the life pod storage too. Because I'm going to need a titanium and a copper to put a beacon to where my base is, so that I don't get lost. And I have lost my base before, not knowing where it was, because I've put it in random places. Let's see. Now that I have at least 1 solar panel,
Welcome aboard, Captain.
it now has oxygen in here. It's, empty, but it's a good start. Now I have to go and find it. No, I have titanium still in my inventory, so I just have to go and get a copper out of the lockers and put the beacon in there. And then I'll have to find some titanium and use the fabricator to tear it down if I don't find just plain titanium, because I need to build a locker or 2. In fact, I'll take this. And it takes a quartz and 2 titanium to build a locker.
This is an automated distress signal from life pod 12. Coordinates attached. Warning, life pod has sucked beyond safe diving distance. Do not attempt retrieval without submersible
I don't have
support.
titanium in here.
Signal location uploaded to PDF.
I also need titanium to build the pots, the grow pots for the lantern tree, and all that. I think I'm gonna experiment and put the composite pot in the middle of the habitat, right here. Make it so I have to go around it, but anyway. Okay, so. The floor lockers hold more than the other ones do, and I started building that without thinking. So I need more. I need 1 more titanium. Hello, Duck Duck. You didn't have to move, you could have stayed, you know. I mean, yeah, I'm talking, but, you know, you should be used to that. Oh, cool. Yeah, but I already scanned what was in that. And then I wanted to pick up the wreckage, because that turns in, each piece of wreckage turns into 4 titanium, and then I found another limestone chunk, and so I got the titanium I needed to finish the locker for now. And that means I can do this, and then I gotta put the beacon like this. Oop, sea moth. Don't bang your head. Okay, and then I put beacon. Not in! Not in! The fuck? Okay. And then name it. Shallows. HQ. Okay. And then you can actually go into here and change the color of the beacon. The life pod will get turned off completely once I've moved everything over here. But
Welcome aboard, Captain.
now that that beacon's set, I can use the sea moth to go back and forth instead of swimming. Because I want to get the crafting materials out of the lockers and put them in the big locker in my base, and then I'll build another locker once I've got the materials, because I need more quartz. And I also have to build more solar panels. See? Makes it so much easier to find my base. Because even as close as it is to the life pod, I've lost track of my bases before. Because they don't, even when you have the, because of the way that the game is, even if you have a spotlight or a floodlight, the draw distance causes a problem. Because it'll de-res the stuff, and then and then you have to get fairly close for it to re-res stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna get into the sea moth, and we're gonna go to where's the Aurora? Why did you jump out of the water? I wasn't even going that fast. Okay, we gotta go this way. Yeah, I know. I wasn't even going that fast, and it just bounced me out, jumped out of the water. I'm like, what the fuck? See, the cave here, I can go in there now, but I don't want to right now. I actually just want to get the materials out of the stuff here. I'm actually looking for quartz. It's easier to find it in caves and out here where the grass is, see? Because I want to build another couple lockers. I believe it's 1 or 2 quartz per locker. And then you got, no, it's 2 titanium, 1 quartz per locker. this, even though I have the blueprint, will turn into titanium. Yay. Okay, now I need to drive the... That's a biter. They will actually hurt you. Little fish. Drive this over here. Don't get too close. Ducky, why are you whining? Right, I put it in. Trying to bite me, bro. Come back here. That's right. Fucking dead. Sorry. I hate those things. They're like little piranha. If the myth about piranha is true. Anyway. I need this and this. Ducky! Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Up here. Come on. Get up here. Come on. Come on. Get up here. Let's go. What is your problem? Hi. Do you need to go outside? Do you have to go outside again? Okay, let's go outside. He's just standing. Come on. You... Dude. He's like, well, are you coming? And I'm like, get down. I'll be right back. Okay. Took him outside, and he took a cookie with him down the hallway, so I didn't give him any more cookies. And then put the gate up and closed the curtain and told my mom that I'd come get him when it's time for me to go to bed. because he wants to go to bed, but he wants to go to bed in my bed with me, completely silent. And it's not even, it's like, what, 9:30? You know, my phone's still plugged to the charger, so so I can't easily check from here. And I'm opening up a string cheese. There we go. Okay. Take the cutting torch. Oh, this is the one that I was in earlier, but I needed the cutting torch to get through the store. I don't eat string cheese the way you're supposed to, but it's the cheapest way to buy mozzarella, because that's what it's made out of. I just take bites out of it. Because you're supposed to, technically. Yeah.
Acquired.
Ooh. Any more pieces of the modification station in here? Doesn't look like it. Do need more oxygen though, so we're gonna go out to Seamoth. Get my oxygen, and then we're gonna explore that vent. Probably goes outside, but oh, door. Oh, that door closed on its own eventually, apparently. Okay, that's the door I came in at before. That vent doesn't go anywhere. It looks like a vent. It's not actually a vent. Okay, it looks like this is, I mean, I could scan everything that's in here that's scannable and get titanium out of it. So, and I do need titanium, so. See, I could have gotten the propulsion cannon if I had the laser cutter when I found the wreck, because you only need to scan 2 pieces, and there's 2 pieces in this room. Okay. Scanned everything in here. Oh, God damn it, Tor. Which means it's 9:30, I was right. Okay. He wants me to go to bed at, like, toddler time. Yeah, I guess I can. I mean, I won't be talking if you're not on to talk to me. I mean, it's not that, you don't have to talk to me through, you don't have to message me or anything. I'm just saying, if you're not going to be verbally talking to me, I most likely won't talk. But if you want to just watch the undersea adventures of, a janitor, quite literally, that's what this guy was, then yeah, I'll just keep streaming until you fall asleep. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try to make it at least weekly, because I do have the new recording schedule and all that stuff for the channel. I'm trying to keep myself busy and get myself out of my own head, out of constantly being dependent upon being online to talk to people and interact with people. So, it's a thing.
Welcome aboard,
That would be great.
Captain.
Where is that thing? Yeah, I've got an appointment on the 11th myself, so. And that's next week, I believe. Alright. Okay. Bye.